So today I want to have a look with you at some storyboards. So we're looking at Sento Chihiro no Kamikakushi, also known as Spirited Away in English. So this is a Japanese edition. I think you can buy it. There are regular reprints of these storyboards books of Studio Ghibli. So usually you can buy them for the regular price, so you don't need to spend hundreds of euros or dollars or whatever. Just need to look for the right place to buy it at around 45 euros for, so maybe it's about, I don't know, $50 or $40. And in Japan it must be a bit more expensive with the inflation. Maybe 600,000? Yeah, 600,000 something. Anyway, let's look at the book. So I want to have a look about the storyboarding today. Since last week we looked at the mangas about composition and minimalist background kind of approach. So I think composition helps to choose what you want to put in the picture, where you want people to look at, what you want them to focus on. So with what is practical with storyboards on the animation is that the frame is always the same. There is no manga like a Tetris arrangement on the page. So you just focus on the composition and the frame is always the same. But it's a good way to train to choose on to train on cinematography and the angle and what you want to share with the audience. So we see the storyboards, they are pretty good. This is pretty good drawing. It's kind of like pretty good quality for storyboards. Sometimes they are not so. Here it doesn't focus so much. So I want to go through the whole book, so take your time with me, take a cup of tea or whatever. So here we see some landscape. So this in a manga usually comes at the beginning of a scene to help us know where we are, the location of the sequence. But as they leave the city and they go into the countryside and get lost on the dirt road in the forest, so slowly they shift from one reality to another. So it's important to show the changing landscape and the shift from a modern world to an older, more archaic, more mythical world. So here you see we focus on the statue, then we come back to Chihiro, who is looking. We see her eyes start to look there. So in the manga or comics also, it's important to choose how we follow the characters, for which beat, for which reason. We put the intention in our moments of where and what the characters are doing to advance the story or internal or external plot and relations. Something we need to remember and train, because if we don't put intention, then our storyboard and our comics, they can be less focused and keeping the reader with us, with the story. So thinking is important when you plan your story, your plot, your dialogues, and you can put some description like on the storyboard. I don't know exactly what they say in Japanese, but it could be like Chihiro look somewhere, her father is angry or whatever. So you put some notes to know what is the point of this frame or that frame, so you remember how to put the expression on the face and what angle to use to put, like for example, if father is angry at Chihiro, you could put the father from top to bottom angle looking down, and Chihiro a little bit like scared looking up. So you choose the angle of the viewing angle camera for composition also. See, looking up, there's something like that in I think in Nausicaa. There is a moment where she's very little and the adults are around her, they seem very big, which is the perspective of a child. See the look here going on the statue, a little bit scared, anxious. She doesn't want to follow her parents. She has an intuition that something's wrong, but she's still a child, so she feels she has to follow her parents. Here you see a simple storyboard, because it's just about the characters looking around in the whole. So sometime on a storyboard you just give the minimum information that you need to know. Like here, for example, like I'm working on a storyboard for a manga page now for a contest online, and I'm trying to save some panels because there is a maximum panel, so I need to think about how do I compress the story into a minimum of 10 panels maximum to tell the whole thing. Is one page, the contest. So I try to, for example, on the animation movie, every frame is an image, so you have more time. You can go slower, but on a manga you could put the character one image. You could put her like this with the background and looking, and then you go in her back and you look at the background forward, and then you don't have to do these two more images. You can compress into one or just two, and you can add a little bit of dialogue or something to advance a little bit the flow of narration. This can be another exercise. One exercise I shared in another video is like you can take your favorite mangas or comics and you redraw the storyboard, especially the storyboard. I had one friend who did comics on Disney magazines, and he told me you take a comics or manga you like and you redo the storyboard for the story. You don't have to redraw everything perfectly, but you do the storyboard of a few pages, so you train to understand what is the core knowledge to have to master. And I think this can be done also with storyboards for a movie or anime, or just watching an anime. You watch like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of an anime you like, and then you try to turn it into manga pages, not using the manga, but just from watching the anime, and you try to create the storyboard, maybe manga or maybe just like that. But I think more depend on what you want to learn, whether it's comics, mangas, or animation. But learning from the professional is a good thing. Like when I was a kid, I would draw every comics, every European, American, and Japanese comics I would like. I would copy and learn and copy and try to progress my drawing by just learning from comics and mangas. So here we have the focus on the food stores, kind of restaurants. So this is the point of that sequence, is the gluttony. I don't know, that's kind of French. Glouton, être un glouton. To be like a greedy for food. So they really focused on showing the food. Here we have an establishing shot. For a new place appearing in the story. And a new character appears also. Here's the hole with the tunnel. She cannot go back. So you see, most of the time we focus on characters, what they do, what their emotions are, what their interactions are, and once in a while it has to do with the place or with some external environmental object or place or situation. So this is when you want to draw more of the background or the objects, the tools or weapons or whatever. But when you go back to dialogue or emotions, then if you want to save energy, you can not care too much about too much background. You focus on the character, you make them bigger, show more the emotion, their body language. See here. So you zoom in on the characters when you want the reader to focus on the characters. So for example, the common mistake is to not change enough the like a camera focus and angle, and to remain a little bit flat and a little bit too far away. And in European comics in the past, it was a lot like that. You would see always the characters always almost full or half. You will see around their trunk at least. And only with the modernization and the blending between comics, mangas, and European comics, slowly there is more influence on each other, especially American and Japanese way, which is more cinematographic. As the decades went by, it became more cinematographic. So you see here, you are very close to the characters, close to the emotion, one character taking care of the other. In like a Belgium or French comics in the past, you would have seen almost the same angle and the whole characters, and you would not be close to their emotion. So you have to feel also, you have to think, and you have to feel also what's going on, what matters. So you want to have the shots that help bring the emotion, the impact of what is happening emotionally. Stories there about emotions, so you have to learn to portray the images so that it transmits the emotions. So making this kind of videos for me is helpful because like I'm doing this one before I do my final storyboard for the one-page contest, and it helps me to review, to revise, and to make maybe one or two more versions of the storyboard, so I can get the best version before doing the proper page. So here you see the characters are moving, so they show the place again after the emotion. So you have to have a balance between dialogues, action, emotions, and going through space to change, to bring new situations. Here we have some action when he stopped the frog from detecting Chihiro. So we see she has to hold her breath, if I remember correctly. But he stops them, so she cannot hold it anymore. She breathes and he detects her as a human or something. So here we have a little bit of action. And they go fast because he's a special creature. We don't know it yet, but he's a special spirit protecting Chihiro, kind of. So here we see a new location. They are inside a inner garden or something. Reminds me a little bit of playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, hiding in the bushes. And then they're waiting for an opportunity. So here we have emotion again, you see. They focus again on the faces, on the close relation, the comforting hand. Here on the forehead, you see. You can transmit some knowledge. Tell her where to go or something. So you use the method. It's kind of cool. You put the eyes, some kind of effect, and she can see. So you see, try to comfort her. He's gonna have to leave her, I think, but try to reassure her. And now she leaves. Part B. So we see establishing shot. We know where she is. She lives by the door. So we follow her. It's exploration, adventure. So we see the landscape with some interesting angles. We discover a little bit the place with her. So this is something to think about. You can use your characters and the story to slowly show the reader the world you want them to discover. So you can use this kind of time when the characters travel, they go from one place to another. You can show the place, how they are connected, how to go from one place to another. So you have to make a map of the houses, the castles, the buildings, so you can have a mental idea what to draw depending on where they are. For me, I do that for not all places in my stories, but the important recurrent places. It's better to have a plan so you know the place you draw. See, she's scared, so we go back on emotion, so we go back closer to the character. For action, you can go a little bit further back, so you see the movement, the environment, and the character interacting, and go back to the emotion. You zoom in. That's very basic, but that's something to not forget. Here, focus on the leg. Scared to go down, afraid of heights, kind of. There's no rail guard or anything, so we see the fear. Yeah, I remember this part. That was kind of funny. See the angle from bottom to top, top to bottom, bottom to top. You see, you switch it up. Yeah, she's here, so we know where she is here, and we see the chimney, so we know there's a fire there. So she comes in. We see the steam machines for the steam bath and the hot bath up there. And we discover the place. The manager, kind of, the old guy. Yeah, you see some notes about some movement of the character. My friend who did comics for Picsou magazine for Disney used to say like it's better to, if you want to do visual storytelling, it's good to use this kind of page for storyboards and brainstorming. You put some notes, you put some sketch, you put some image, some ideas, some design concepts, anything. You just free flow on the page to brainstorm and keep the the idea of a certain moment in the story together with the notes and with some sketches on the side, so you don't forget or you don't lose track. Here we are about the discovery of these two characters discovering each other, so there's a back and forth. I think he tells. Did he tell her to help? I don't. No, she's just moving aside. His hands are a little bit like a dragon hand also. I didn't think about it before, about this character. He's another spirit. Could be also poultry, chicken or whatever, but so here we follow the action. Some emotion here, coming closer to the fire, a bit scared, then back to the action. Here's some interaction. New character appear. I think, yeah, she sees Chihiro. So you see, you don't have to draw so well like Hayao Miyazaki when you do a storyboard. You can draw about like this. Just depends on what you need to draw on the storyboard for yourself to remember, to understand what's the point. Here a new place again, so you see we have a establishing shot. We continue to explore a little bit here. We discover the inside of the bathhouse, the creatures working there. See? It looks like a daikon. Look like a big daikon. Yeah, this is funny, the bath, the mini bath. They're kind of like a yokai, kind of, huh? Spirits of nature, spirits of the forest and the mountains and the rivers. It's a way to perceive nature. If you go back, if you leave a city, you leave the big city, you go to the countryside, and if you open your heart, you can feel a little bit the magic of the nature, the animals and the elements. So here we have some top to bottom angles. See the elevator coming up. This is neat and second sky, something. Second heaven or something. Daikon is a funny guy. You see, we zoom in on the door knock. And here many doors open and we have like a big shot. We don't see the whole face, but we get an idea about the character, but you don't show the whole face. You keep some mystery, and then the character just hear the voice, so you focus on the mouth, and then we're gonna discover with Chihiro the Yubaba, I think. Yubaba is kind of a bath grandma, something. I don't know if that's the point of her name, but Yu is bath, and Baba is a kind of a funny way to talk about grandma or old lady. It's a little bit too familiar way of talking. Gigi, Baba. Gigi for Oji-chan, Oji-san. It's a little bit insulting, I think, when you say Gigi or Baba. It's not very kind, I think, if I remember. So she arrives. So we see the place. She come closer. So you see we go from the point of view of Chihiro looking there, and then we go to the perception from a big character, and she's tiny and in the back. So about the mood also, you can think about how do you want the mood to be, like menacing or calm or panic or conflict, or so you can choose the angle on which side of which character and so on. See the shift in emotion. She was very menacing and scary when she jumped right on the face on Chihiro, going around her like threatening. But then as soon as the baby wakes up and cries, you see the shift. Yubaba, she becomes very alarmed for her baby and so on. It's very weird. She has to sign the contract for working or something. And she take her name from the paper. Sen. This means 1000, I think. So they leave and they go back to the bath where Shina will be working. So her situation is changing now. Same place but different situation. So you see the way the others look at her. They focus on the kind of a social relations between the outsider and the locals. And then like she's kind of kind and she's surprised. So we see where they stay. So we know this is there. The train is passing by underneath. So this is the room. Washitsu, I think. Traditional Japanese room. And here, a little bit mysterious, you see, with the shadow projecting on the wall. So he has some hidden agenda, some secret we don't know yet. And she leaves, turn into the weird bird. So here we have a little bit the peaceful shot. Maybe it's the morning or the night. So everybody's sleeping. So we go to Chihiro. Since it's cold, there is a draft. So the cold air make her feet crawl back into the under the blanket. It's a very misty place. So she has to get up and work. So you see, she already start to feel at home. Her expression is not scared anymore, you see. Remember when she just arrived, she was scared. She's growing up. She's in a foreign land, meeting new people, doing new things. That's life. And here you see that she has a different perspective on things, you see. She has a higher and broader perspective as she becomes stronger. So some spirituality spiced in there in the video. So here, even though they move, but they want to focus on the characters moving. It's not establishing shot, it's more about the characters moving. They find the parents. The parents are sleeping, turned into pigs. She tells them she's gonna save them, I guess. She's sad again. It's kind of cruel, but I think sometimes when we grow up and we leave our home and we look back at our parents who spent 20 years raising us, and when we leave and we go back, sometimes we feel they stay stuck in their life that they built when they raised us, and they don't have their own desires and volition anymore. They spent a lot of energy raising us, so we feel a little bit sorry sometimes, even though they did a lot and we are grateful, or we have some issues with our parents, but when we grow up, we shift our way of feeling sometimes. Being a young child or a teenager, young adult, and later on, when they grow old, we see our parents very differently, depending on our age and our place in life. So it's good to remember things can change with our parents, you know. If things are not perfect right now, or we have some issues, then we can give it some time, take it slow, and things can improve. Here we are back to some relationship, emotions, sharing. So she's gonna eat the onigiri, and eating the onigiri, she has some emotions coming up, buried deep inside. So she doesn't know why, but she cries. It's a beautiful sequence of the movie. Yes, yeah. dragon here. Establishing shot, one character, and we are back into the flow of the action and the story. So it's a classic establishing shot, the characters involved, and back into the flow of the story. And then we follow what's going on for a while. Here it's the work. She's training, learning to do several jobs, to help around. I did that in the monastery, Plum Village. I arrived, I was like 1920, and we have to help doing all kinds of stuff. It's very good training. It's not a bathhouse, but it was like a retreat center, spiritual house for people to come and relax and take care of their mind and body and emotions. So here they come, they have to clean up very dirty bath. So you see some details, the scrubbing, outside, inside. We go to Yubaba. There's no establishing shot, we go straight into she sees something. Yeah, I think she feels the spirit is coming, the big the polluted river, kind of the spirit of the polluted river where people throw all kind of stuff. So this is some communication going on. They get ready. Kaonashi. I think it's Kaonashi. No face. Oh, she falls down. You want to offer him some gift, something. Oh, she forgot the water. It's overflowing. So we follow Yubaba here. We have a little bit of tension, but like, there's a little bit of rush energy. And then we see the street. the monster arrives. Well, let's call him the spirit, because it's gonna be better later on. You need to be a little bit cleansed from the pollution of the world. Like people going to the retreat center to release the stress. He carries a heavy burden. The pollution. He carries the pollution on his shoulder. Just like we can carry the stress and violence of our environment and society. So we need to learn to release the stress and the tensions and take a good warm bath to be fresh again. I'm starting to preach. Forgive me. So then here a nice top to bottom angle. Yubaba is making sure everything is good. So the spirit, we follow the spirit. We follow a bit Chihiro working. See, they're gonna drop some stuff, I think, some special mineral water, whatever. So we have a little bit of the top to bottom angle to see how Yubaba is seeing the situation. And we follow Chihiro from inside the network to ask for special items. Then we see Chihiro working hard, stepping in the mud. Gambatteru. Oh man, she falls into the bath as she's delivering the new water. Yeah, we follow the movement of the water. So this is focused on action, but also on Chihiro. So we go into the details. So you see usually with the Hayao Miyazaki, in many of his movies, there is some kind of wound, some kind of foreign object that is intoxicating, making sick some characters. They have to extract the poison, the sickness. In Mononoke, I think there's something like that also. So here they focus on the ropes. So they zoom in to tie the rope around the bicycle handle. Everybody's pulling the rope. So we have some kind of a traditional on the side. here a little bit on the front, looking back. Here is straight on the side, which is the basic way of showing. And you see, you don't put too much, then it can look fine to have some. But when you don't think about your composition and you put too many of these kind of on the side angle to want to show everything at once and everything of many characters at once, you have to go back every time, so it becomes boring. So that's why you need to switch it up, zoom in, zoom out, from the top, from the bottom, show the emotion, show the faces, depending whatever is going on. Sometimes you focus on the action, sometimes you focus on the emotions, sometimes you focus on the environments, sometimes you can even just focus on one particular object to set the mood or send some kind of emotional message by showing something that relates to a character or to some symbolic. So here we see the true form of the spirit. It's like an old ancient spirit. And she gets a gift. I think it's the bowl she will give to the dragon later on. I'm not sure, but like Chinese medicine bowl or something. I don't remember exactly. Because the guy is also a dragon, like the spirit here. He's a river spirit, so maybe he transmits some kind of special medicine, something for them to remember something later on. Very poetic. Spirited Away. It's one of the favorite movies of most people who love Studio Ghibli. For me, I like Spirited Away the best, almost, I think. Yeah, Mononoke also, and Porco Rosso. These are my three favorites of Hayao Miyazaki. But then I have the Tombstone for Fireflies. It's the first I saw from Studio Ghibli. I was traumatized. So we follow the spirit of the river. He's free now. He leaves the bathhouse. So everybody is happy. Here we have some quiet time. So you see the quiet time, the shots, they are more straight, more calm, more open. You see it opens to the landscape. We see some the train passing by. So you leave some room, like for example after a long action sequence, like this very big spirit and all the action going on, After that, you leave some room to breathe. You put some contemplative time to breathe. It's good as the artist because you do something different than what you just did, and it's good for the viewer, the reader, because they get a little bit of a mental break from the non-stop stimulation. So you see some daily quiet enjoyment. In Japanese animation, it's very classic that after something happened, they have some quiet time. You see some nature. They talk a little bit. They eat a little bit something. You see. You see, she tried to taste the medicine ball from the spirit, but it's very bitter. It's kind of like a umeboshi or something, but it's not meant for her directly. So now we are a little bit back. We follow the frog. Oh, Kaonashi is here, throwing fake gold. It's like a politician. Promises. Vote for me. Everything will be good. And chook! Catch him. And swallows him all. Be careful for who you vote. He gets more power. Well, at the end he becomes a nice guy, but he's kind of thirsty for influence and power because he doesn't know himself. He's a lost soul, so he's trying to run after some kind of external power. So Chihiro is looking for her parents in the pig farm. Oh, that's a nightmare. She wakes up. So she goes out. Here we have top to bottom shot. You see she looks up, we see what she sees, then we look back, then she turns around. So in the manga you would just do like this one, for example, looking up, you see something, and then she would look, you would put less frames. The manga Anuska, I have a video on it, you can have a look. It's a manga, but he put many panels on every page, more than the usual manga. It's more like European comics with many panels, and he used this as a kind of a storyboard, but he did a manga. I don't know exactly the detail why he didn't do a storyboard like this, and he did a manga at the time, but I just know he wanted to convince the producer to finance for a long movie, for something like independent, not a order from someone. So we see Kaonashi is throwing little pebbles of gold. Everybody's become frantic from the gold. Yes, high tide. The water is coming up, covering the tracks. And we see our friend. I don't remember his name. He's attacked by the paper thing. He falls into the water. Yeah, this is maybe it's Yubaba spell. I don't remember. I have not looked at it for a while. Here we have a focus shot on Chihiro looking, and then we go back to the action. We follow the way the dragon is coming up. You see, we are at the level of Chihiro, and then pew, the dragon shoot up, go back. So you see the angle is changing. It's not like we just follow the dragon from far away and we see the house and we see everything. We go from the inside. We look at Chihiro's emotion. Here we go up the building. Here we follow the paper spell thingy. So you switch angles. And here you zoom in and you finally see the whole dragon. So it's another action sequence. Gara gara. This is maybe the sound they do. Gara gara. See some come inside. And here we see the dragon is hurt. So we follow Chihiro and the dragon looking at each other. But then the dragon runs away. She's looking up. Then we look at where she's looking. She's worried. Oh yeah, the paper is stuck in her back. And here they are mesmerized by the golden gold providing spirit. For some reason he's like he wants her affection, attention. but she's not impressed by the gold. Could be also some, you see, like some lovers when they try to make many gifts to a girl that the girl doesn't love them, but they try to kind of force the love to be where it's not. So it's something you have to love yourself first. If you don't know who you are and you don't love yourself, then you look for someone to love and you look for someone to accept you, and then you suffer. So yeah, action again. Then he goes crazy. He's frustrated. And see his generosity and affection and kindness turns into aggression and rage because he was not giving from a good place, a place of acceptance, of self-acceptance and love. So it's like some people, they have some how do you call that, personality disorder or whatever, you see. They can become very scary, like those people who kill their whole family if they socially, or they lose their job, they lose something, then suddenly they want to kill themselves, kill their families, or they just, if the people they love don't do what they expect, then they become very mean to them, you see. This kind of character. They give, but it's not free. There is something they wait in return, you know. So you have to take care of yourself to not need the people to give you something. Here a nice shot, detailed shot before some adventure. Yeah, she has to cross here. So she needs to find the courage. So this time she's more brave. She got more self-confidence in a few days or weeks working and not being with her parents. So she started to believe in herself. Shoop, she catches. You see, there is another still moment after the action climax. There is a little bit of pause, and then you see a little bit more open. So we have an establishing shot. She goes up the ladder, and then she turns. I think it's you, Baba, maybe. And she has some glasses. It's weird. We see where she goes. She returns. Also, when you put landscapes, I usually have this mistake that I try to draw as much as possible. So usually I don't zoom in enough on the some landscape, especially for city landscape. It's very a pain in the ass to do a wide shot of a city and then you have to draw everything. So you can use some tricks, like you put one big skyscraper in the foreground to cover a big part of the shot, and then you draw a little bit some buildings, and in the background just a few lines, a few illusionary feeling of buildings. So in fact you just draw one big block, maybe 2-3 buildings a little bit well drawn, and in the background you make it a little bit fuzzy. You don't try to reproduce reality like Akira by Katsuhiro Otomo, who is like going crazy, drawing everything is nuts, you know. So you have to learn some tricks to make your landscape not too waste energy and time. But sometimes you do if you want. I think it's the baby's room, so it's the first time. So it's the establishing shot of the baby's universe. So that's why he drew things properly. It's kind of a big baby. I wonder if it's not a metaphor for someone who didn't want to grow up, who remain a baby even when they grow. And it could be like a overbearing mother, like protecting her child too much, and so the baby doesn't turn into a normal adult, stays like a baby even when he's grown up. I'm doing some psychoanalysis of Spirited Away. Baby caught Chihiro. Yeah, he can talk also. And he's afraid of germs. Yeah, it's like living in a cocoon. We have to check ourselves sometimes. Some action again. Big baby come out. He's angry. He's throwing a tantrum. Ah, I forgot. He turns it into a little mouse. And she turned the three heads into a new stupid baby. Damn, she's mean. She has a good heart, Chihiro. You see, people sense her genuine heart, so even the baby turned into a mouse. He realized maybe she's a better refuge than the Yubaba. Who controls things a lot. He falls through the elevator. She's with him. So we zoom in here. And they land. He has a memory here. Holding the horn of the dragon. She has a memory. She has a first memory. Here we follow the action, so the drawing is not like, it's mostly for the establishing shot that he draws a more detailed drawing, but for the rest is when it's focused on the action, it doesn't put too much worry on the making impressive drawings, but still clear enough to understand. Here some interesting angle, falling down. He's like a spider almost. She gives him the medicine. She has an intuition that the river spirit medicine could be a healing remedy for her friend. He doesn't like the taste of it either. See some shaking. We focus here on how she needs to hold him and how he's shaking his head up and down. So action, zooming in, going on the emotion, zooming on the face, and going back into the situation. Now we come closer to the dragon, and he turned back into his human form. Here we have a wider shot once he's rested. Here's some funny comic relief here, reenacting the situation. Some dialogue, zooming in, back and forth. Here she looks at the creature, she continues to talk back and forth. Nori. This is the bus ticket, I think. Maybe. She discovered new information here. Let me turn on some light. Oh. Oh, Kaonashi is still here. He has eaten many creatures. And you see, when she confronts him, he completely loses his power. It's like that when people they are toxic, you're afraid of them. They manipulate you, or they bully you or something. You're afraid, but when you finally find the courage, you're not afraid anymore. That they lose their confidence in their power to manipulate or dominate, you know. So if you meet some people who you have a toxic relationship, then you can see them as the opportunity to learn to become self-confident and to heal yourself and find yourself and free yourself from the need to be under the spell of someone who is also kind of lost, but in a different way. I think she give him some leftover medicine or something? I don't remember. Because he start to get sick and throw up and everything, I think, after. So you see, even the medicine works for the kaonashi. Even the toxic people can heal, but don't take it upon yourself to do the job for them. But he's still enraged and in panic. Oh, she's yeah. Yeah, he runs away. He's looking. You see, we follow the action here. It's like a chase, kind of. So we follow the kaonashi and we follow the. Yeah, he runs after Chihiro. So here we have a top to bottom angle. Here we have the flat angle, side angle. You see, it's like he throws up the people he swallowed. You see, he gave them gold and then he swallowed them. And then when he's sick and throwing up, he liberates the people he swallowed. So it's kind of a metaphor also. Here it's still the action. So now Kaonashi is back into his more peaceful form, but he's still Kaonashi, still lost, still looking for love and attention from someone. He throws up still one more people. This is my favorite part of the movie, when they're on the water and he keeps on following her. He's obsessed, kind of. He sees something true and beautiful, I think, in Chihiro, and he feels this is what he would like to be, but he has not built up the inner strength to be that, so he's looking in someone else. And they arrive, I think it's the station, right? The train arrives. Yeah, I love the music also in the anime. The station music from Joe Hisaishi is really, really good. It's very special. And here they get on the train, and you get a very contemplative feeling here. It's different, but in a way it reminds me of there is a moment like that in the movie Ghost in the Shell, the animated movie Ghost in the Shell, where you have contemplative music and some shots of random stuff. And this part is also like that. It's like going back into the inner world or something. You see people traveling. Each person they're on their journey. It's like beyond time. Sometimes when you ride a train, when you travel, you can get this feeling. You are nowhere in particular, but you are traveling. You are not moving, and yet you are moving, and you feel like there's nowhere to go. Like you're just there, you know. That's where, like, we see the landscape passing by. So time and space, they pass by. You see in the past. People arrive, and some people go down at some stations, and some people keep going. So she's focused, she's reflecting, but she has her purpose. We go back. He wakes up. Yeah, the transition, we go straight to the three heads and turn into the baby. Just think about eating. And Yubaba is, oh yeah, she was very dirty after the Kaona, she threw up on her. So she needed a bath too. We see focus on the facial expression here. Here we have some special, yeah, she's looking there, and she turns them back into the heads. She's tired. Three heads. I wonder what these three guys, they symbolize. It's kind of random, those three heads. I should remember that. Damn, she's really weird, huh? She forgot her baby is. She turned her baby into a. She forgot she turned her baby into a mouse. Yeah, she's kind of sick, huh? So now she misses her baby. Awesome, maybe. Huh? It tells her something, and she completely loses it. It's kind of weird. So they arrive at the nice grandma. And here we see the babies. You see, it was carried by the little mini crow or something. But now it's him who carries the crow. So and he doesn't want to be carried anymore. So even the big baby who was staying in his comfortable cocoon, just like Shihiro, he has gone on his own adventure now. He has met new people, he's gone out of his cocoon, and now he feels like he can stand on his own and walk. You see? So each characters, they have their arc. For this movie, it's kind of light. but it's kind of deep too, but it's not like very on the nose or very classic. But this is about growth, huh? Spirited Away, this is a lot about growing up, finding oneself. So they follow the postlight, jumping postlight. And the land is like a very familiar feeling here. Establishing shot of the nice grandma house. I think it's the sister of Yubaba or something. And she's more like it's like in Oz you have the evil witch and the gentle witch or something like that. So this is the gentle witch. She turns her energy into good, while the other one doesn't work too well. She's creating more trouble. So here we have about the energy too, you see. She makes stuff. And she has the talent of finding the potential in others. She knows where they are and what they can do to grow. You see, she listens. There's no fear or tension. There is and she can talk to her. I think in this sequence she shares her feelings and her worries, and the grandma, she comforts her. See, everybody, he finds a place, he runs, they run on the wheel, and it helps to make fabric or something, threads of fabric. And Kaonashi now, he start to become useful and find self-confidence that he can also do something. He doesn't have to beg for love and acceptance and attention and spend his energy like that. He can just do simple things and be happy. So sometimes you start small, but you find already some peace and happiness, you know. Like for me, like if I draw, if I do comics or anything, I'm just happy to do it. If I get published or recognized or whatever, it's okay. It doesn't matter too much, you know, because I draw since I'm a child. So I didn't start to draw to be famous or something. It's more like I just enjoy it. It's like a special place in my heart when I sit down and draw. It's like a therapy. So she finds her friend again, and the nice witch comes out. And the mouse baby, mouse baby, make a little kiss on the nose of the witch, and then he goes. And Kaonashi stays with the grandma to find his place. Arigato. Yeah, she said thank you to the grandma. Oba-san, arigato. So this is Chihiro. And they also say goodbye, thank you, goodbye. So this is kind of a gentle grandma figure in the story. Like on the countryside when you have you are a child, like your parents, sometimes it's not great, and you go spend a weekend or 1 or 2 weeks at your grandparents, and you don't have to deal with your parents arguing and fighting. So you're happy to have your grandparents. And they're happy to have you also. So they fly through the sky here, and she remembers being in the river, falling in the river or something. And she remembers her name or some name. And when she tells it to the dragon, he also remembers his name or something like that. And then they tell each other how they remember when they met. I think it's a river. It's the spirit of a river she fell into at some point. So you see, we zoom a lot here. We want to see the eyes and the connection between the two characters. So we go back and forth and together, back, forth, together. And then they fly, they can fly. It's kind of a true connection. They can fly together. And there's not one needing to carry the other. And then little mouse, yeah, remember, he comes back and then he talks, and he's very different. He's very happy that he went on an adventure and everything. And then when she's mean, I think she starts to be mean, and then Big Baby is like, no, don't be like that. I don't like it when you're like that and things. And then she realizes he has changed. Big Baby now is starting to become himself. Then this video is turning into a storyboard meditation. Like a psychotherapy storyboard meditation. If you're still here on the video, then congratulations. And maybe put a like or put a comment on, share some of your experience, of your life experience, connected to Spirited Away, to how it resonate with your life, with your story when growing up, meeting new people, having new experiences, finding yourself. So I think, yeah, they have to live again. have to go. They have to cross, and yeah, he tells her, don't turn back. Don't turn back, don't look back. So they have to leave each other, but they went through a big journey together. And they each grew thanks to one another, but not depending on one another, like codependency or something. And so they are free to continue their journey. And then she should not turn back. That's a strong thing in life. Not turn back, keep going. And her parents are there, amazing. But she's not the same. And she sees her parents. You see, like I said before, like in life, you see your parents in a different light depending on where you're at. And I think after this adventure and growing up and having many experiences, she sees her parent differently because she changed. And it seems like for them, nothing happened. It was no big deal. They don't even remember anything that happened. And they go back. And the parents, they didn't perceive time the same way that she did. Maybe that's because like as a child, everything is new and more stronger. Everything is stronger emotions. You are more sad, you are more joyful, everything. It's like a multiplier of life because you are a child. So for them it's like no big deal, we just got lost, we go back. And they realize a lot of time has passed. It's like many months because there's dirt and leaves and grass. Also in the anime there's also grass has grown and everything. So they leave. And here we see some, I don't know if it's in the anime, in the movie, if they show again the place. Alright. Oh, there's more stuff here. I don't know. Okay. Maybe that's a short or whatever. A commercial or a short thing. I'll show you quickly. Spirited Away. The original storyboard. See you later.